welcome back to Chat and Chill. Hope you guys had a good weekend or whatever you lot did. Let me know in the comment section below. But today, we've got a good guest today. We've got a blogger today. We have a musician today. Shout out Hook Up UK Ting today. From Huddersfield today. Oh. You man already know what's up. You say it, Chelly.
You know what? Hi. Just throw me in there. My whole life story. Yeah, you just had to, Huddersfield. And everyone's going to be like, I want to hear her accent.
Can we hear your accent?
It's not that interesting. I've lived everywhere, so it's not that much of an accent, to be honest. You'll probably hear a couple of words and be like, Get over it.
I'm not gonna lie though, you have to deep straight into the blogging though. You know I read some of them.
Yeah, I read.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
We all did, come on man.
Thank you. I had a cheeky scroll for you on Instagram. I will admit. Yeah, I recognised you from the other episodes. I was like, oh, it's her. I did, I had a bit of a scroll. Yeah, I've been blogging since December 2016, so fairly new.
Yeah.
The blog is called Express Empress, which Sharif may be kind enough to put in the comments below.
I'll definitely put in the comment section below. I mean, description below. Yeah, it's basically just a personal blog where I talk about my health journey and I try to raise awareness about it. So I suffer with ulcerative colitis and I was diagnosed at 15. So that's been a difficult journey over time anyways. I've been trying to raise awareness and throw away the stigma attached to it because I'm still quite young in that sense. So I just wanted people to become aware. So I speak about that. I rant about random-ish, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. PG friendly. So yeah, I talk about random stuff, experiences, things that people can hopefully relate to or empathize.
I texted him and I said, I feel like I'm reading my own story. I'm like,
A few people message me on occasion and be like, I completely get where you're coming from, I'm going through that, especially April showers. I was talking about going through like a bumpy phase or whatever. And a lot of people were like, that's me now. Cool, we're in this together. So,
I have to ask you, so like all the stories that you kind of talk about in your blogs and stuff like
everything's true.
Everything's based around you?
Yes.
Okay. What made you want to like start doing blogging? What made you sit there and be like, look, I need to, express my feelings and experiences on that sort of platform?
Purely because I'm the opposite. I do not speak.
Yeah.
I'm very, very crap at communicating. I've had a problem with it for as long as I can remember. Right. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not. In the inside, I'm literally like everything around me is crumbling. I'm crashing. I'm burning. I'm rock bottom, and I will smile or try to at least. I'm fine. I can handle it myself. And it's only recently where I've been like, actually, I need help. And I know that it's okay to lean on people and that kind of thing. Yeah. And over the years, family and friends have been saying, talk to me. If you're going through anything, talk. We can't help you if you don't talk. So I started off writing poetry first, which some of you and the rest of the gang know. I just spoke about poetry. I was writing since I was 13. And my poetry basically became my diary, my therapy, so to speak. That's where I put all my thoughts and feelings into onto paper.
So does that kind of help you then deal with, like, obviously when people speak, it kind of makes them feel better on themselves because you spoke to someone. So is that kind of like how you do it with blogging? Yeah. It kind of like helps you feel better about yourself as well because you kind of like vent it when you need to.
Literally, because I have a way with words, not to blow my own trumpet, but because I have a way with words, I express better once it's there. I think I put it down, I forget about it, in a way. So when everyone else reads it, they tend to connect with it. I didn't know he was feeling like that, but the way he wrote it, I get it completely, that kind of thing. And then more time I find that people come back and say to me, I'm going through that too, or I've been through something similar, or I know someone that's going through that. And that helps me then start a conversation. Or help someone else, and in turn they help me. Because they're sharing their experiences or someone else's experiences, and it's like, okay, I'm not the only one. It's not that bad, stuff like that. So, yeah, this has literally been my new venture in terms of just basically expression. Poetry and the blogging is allowing me to identify with myself, know who I am,
get to know other people in the process, and yeah.
That's dope, that's dope. I want to go into something else as well. It's to do with your new role with the Hookup UK. Now, for people that don't know what it is, could you explain a little bit about that?
I still don't know what it is. I'm getting used to it. Basically, it's too quick, isn't it? It's so quick. Yeah, they are a collective. They are basically a movement that frequent events, to my knowledge, and garner a lot of information and put it out there for other people.
Yeah.
So, in terms of anyone in the music business, anyone that's artistic, I'm guessing, anyone that's within that creative environment, they will go, they'll document it, put it out there for the world, to put people on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just basically a promo type thing. And my good friend who is off cam, he actually mentioned it to the gang. A very nice gang. Mentioned it to the gang, basically saying that there's talks of setting up some sort of event, and do we want to be involved to perform? So originally we was all like, let's go out there, let's show people what we could do, and I took the initiative to try and check them out to see what there was more about, and upon doing that I realised that they was looking for bloggers and writers, and I was like, it's me. I thought, let me just try, like, shoot my shot. And normally I don't do that. I'm like, yeah, do not forget it. It's alright. I'll just bring in the background. So I thought, no, I'm gonna see what I can do. So I emailed, and the nice lady got back to me straight away. Was basically like, yeah, this is what we do. Like, so informative. This is what we do. These are the deadlines. This is what we want. You're in. Like, if you think you can do it, you're in. I messaged them like, this is a good day. I was like, yes. First person I told was friend of Cam. I was just like, look, thanks to you, like I've got something else to get my teeth stuck into, kind of thing, like be creative with and see what I can actually get. Because for a long time I was not creative. I put all of that on the back burner for getting a 9 to 5 and doing everything. The structured way was how I was going to get through life, and it's only recently meeting all my new friends down here and moving back to London, I'm like, you know what, there's still time to explore and do all of that, so I'm enjoying it. I'm going to see what it's about. I still need to write my first article, so speaking about this is a bit premature at the moment. They might not like it, but I'm hoping it goes well.
Also, quick, let's go into some of your music, man, because I know you do music. Did music. Sort of do music. Come on, I'm not gonna sing them notes though. Come.
Yeah, you need to. You're just dragging the border,
It's been reset.
So obviously you can do music. What is it that's kind of stopping you from like taking it more seriously?
Okay, so I grew up singing. Come from a musical family, musical background. My dad was a sound man, as they say. I come from a Jamaican background, so back then they used to go around to different parties with giant speakers and clash each other, kind of thing. So my dad was a sound boy. So I grew up on like reggae music and soul and R&B, that type of thing. And it was there that I realised that I liked to sing. And then my uncle brought me and my sisters to a gospel choir when we was younger, and it was then that I developed my love of harmonies. So that range of genres and the abilities that I then picked up along the way, I was like, I love music. But where I'm from, little Huddersfield, they didn't have the kind of producers that do the music that I wanted to do. So with that being said, it kind of hindered me wanting to pursue any type of musical career. It wasn't realistic for me. It was just like, I can be a songwriter, I can do backing vocals, but in terms of me wanting to put my own material out, it just didn't seem realistic at all, which kind of upset my dad, because he really had high hopes for me and my sisters going out there and
doing music and stuff.
that coupled with the health issues as well set me back, because the health issues got in the way. As I said, I was diagnosed at 15, and my energy levels dropped quite rapidly from time to time. So in my head it was like, one, I don't have the producers, two, I don't have the energy. So if for some great reason, someone was like, yeah, we want to sign you. I'd be like, I can't tour. I'm tired today. Cancel the show. Do you know what I mean? So again, it just didn't seem realistic. But then I moved to London, and down here, everyone is so creative and everyone does what they want to do.
Exactly.
They're not afraid to go for opportunities and express themselves and, do you know what I mean, showcase themselves. And I was just like, well, damn. Like, I can kind of come out of my bubble, so to speak, my protected bubble, and be like, this is who I am, this is who I've always been. Here you are. Part of me does still feel like I'm too old for this shit. I'm 30 next year. Yeah, go on. Oh my god! I'm 30 next year, so part of me feels like I've missed the mark, but I'm not wanting to do all of this for any fame, any riches. It's not about that for me, it's literally just a passion. And so I'm embracing it now. I'm getting to the point. So I'm getting to the point now where it's like, this is how I express myself best, and I'm doing it with people that are supportive, highly, highly talented, and just as passionate about their craft as well as mine.
I don't think you're ever too old for that either. Because someone will always relate to you no matter what age. It's a bit like acting. You can go into acting at any age because you're all completely different.
So
that's what I like.
Humans are all ages.
Oh yeah.
So this is someone that's going to be able to be in the wavelength.
I'm getting to that point now where I'm starting to realise that,
it's chasing you!
You know, we might as well just go into a break, since my phone's been an idiotic situation. As you can see, we are 5 people there so far, and I didn't even notice that.
We're struggling.
Where's the man, Where's the man? But anyways, we'll go into a quick break, news break, and we'll see you guys in a second to have a very juicy topic. And we also may have an extra person joining us on the topic, so just have a good 5 minutes in a bit. What's up, guys? Sharif here. Hope you guys have enjoyed the interview so far with Charles, aka Chelly, aka I already know. But anyway, let's get into some news right now. And I would like to start with the rise in harassment by men on girls in public. Now, if you don't know what that means for some reasons, it's basically men groping chicks, buses, anywhere in public really. Whether that's transport, whether that's in the park. Now, it's been a huge rise in that, and I think the issue is at the moment is the way women are sexually promoted nowadays within social media, which is rising men's clearly pornography, if that's even a pornography's word, by making men hornier when they're on the streets and see all these beautiful ladies on the streets. I think it's definitely a really bad issue. Needs to be sorted ASAP. Again, if you're a man and you're out on the street, not all girls are gonna want to speak to you or get to know you. I think you kind of got it's a very hard subject you can tackle, but I do hope that it decreases fairly soon. I don't want girls to be scared when they go out and having to look over their shoulder every 5 seconds. And I think what really the issue is especially when people are drunk and stuff like that on a night out, especially late at night. I think that's when the issue seems to be very more apparent. It definitely happens a lot more then. I do hope it's something that we can solve. I really do hope that maybe there's some further punishments, or if something like this do happen, please do come forward if you're a lady. Even men as well. Men do get sexually harassed as well. So it's not all about just the ladies as well. But obviously for this topic, it is raised on. The stats is based on it occurring mainly for females at the moment. I do hope it's something we can fix. And yeah, let's get into the next story. The next story is to do with James Corden. He now has apologized for his Harvey Weinstein jokes on a charity event. Now, I'm not going to repeat what he said. I understood the joke and understood the humour of the joke, and I do accept that a lot of people will be offended by that, especially the ones that, were affected by, what occurred. If you didn't know, Harvey Weinstein is being accused of doing a lot of sexual harassment and rapes on young girls when they were coming up a few years ago. And obviously James Corden then, had an event and made a couple jokes on it on stage. Some people liked it, find it funny, and some people don't. Again, I think it's a subject you don't really want to touch upon. I think even for James Corden, he's a great host, great comedian. maybe stay away from this subject. Best advice for you. Now let's get into another topic for today. Theresa May to dine with EU chiefs amid Brexit talk. And you know what I'm saying? So Theresa May's going to fly down and speak to all the EU chiefs and executives, you know, get all the sit on the table. And we're going to be talking about things. So the things they're going to discuss, I'm going to tell you right now, is they're going to discuss the amount the UK owes once they decide to leave the EU. I was going to say leave the UK, but I meant once they leave the EU. Now, the UK is probably already in debt to EU. Well, not already, we are. Now, if we do leave the EU, most likely we'll have to pay more. So, yeah, she's going to have a conversation to figure that out. She's also got to find out the future rights of EU citizens in the UK and the UK citizens living in the EU. Now, I think that's a very, very important topic that we as people need to know. Like, what is going to be our rights now if we're from the UK and now we live in Spain, for example? You know what I'm saying? The visas and all of that. Like, how is that going to work out? So that's a very good thing. I do hope that, in a way, we can still have the same rights as we have now being in the EU. Because we've had that kind of bond for such a long period of time within the EU, it will seem a bit awkward to just suddenly kick us out. And also what happens to the Northern Ireland border. Now, if you don't know, so Northern London is still, you know, in the EU, and we all of a sudden aren't. So just got to find out what happens, you know what I'm saying? What happens in the Northern Ireland border? Again, it all comes down to whether they actually will still accept, in my opinion, or what I'm thinking, it kind of comes down to whether they will still accept us as being part of the EU, even though we're not. Again, I do think the whole Brexit move is a very dangerous game, hence why David Cameron quit. I think what this is really going to do is put everything on an up and all of us on a down. I mean, if you're rich, you'll probably stay rich, but if you're poor, yeah, it's going to be a very intense next 5 years for us. Let's just stick together and hope it goes smoothly. But anyway, let's get back to the show. Hope you enjoyed the news so far. My name is Sharif. You already know that already because you see it when I'm in the show anyway. Hoopah! Well, everyone, and welcome back to Chat and Chill. Hope you guys enjoyed the news, and you can see it's getting crazy with this sofa. Might need to start using the second one. Well, I have 3 sofas in one house, and I still ain't decided to use them all. But let's go with it. Let's get into the topic. Actually, no, before that, let's welcome over Omar. Also a musician. I'll put his link in the description down below. You can also catch him on a series called BKCHAT London, which airs on YouTube. I'll put that also in the description below. You go check him out and do whatever you want to do. Ladies, hit him up in the DMs if you want. Gotta promote him. So listen, when you do hit him and say, I'm from Chat and Chill, you know what I'm saying? I want to be seen on the plug man right now. I'm hitched. Hold tight, Will Smith. Anyways, let's get into the topic. If you've heard about Harvey Weinstein and his sexual harassment, which we did touch upon the last episode. Also in the UK, there's been now a rise in public harassment, whether that's groping, you know, men just, yeah, you can stop being so horny sometimes, man. But anyways, ladies, man, and gentlemen, that's why we've got men in here. How do we start off this topic? What are you guys thinking about this? Is it an issue that men tend to think they have power to basically just control females, I guess?
Yeah, it's a massive issue. When you really want to break it down, it's primal instincts, isn't it? Like when you want to be scientific, it's primal instincts. Cavemen. So you go out there, you see what you like your mind, that type of thing. Over time, it's evolved, but I feel like men still don't have a handle on knowing when it's appropriate and when it's not. And
with who as well.
Yeah,
They just
exactly.
think it's okay to just
I don't.
touch, it's not.
That looks nice.
So do you think social media has made men more horny than before? Because when I look at it like back, well, it's been a rise, isn't it? When I look at it now on social media, you get a lot of the body positive girls basically they look good as well. Not condoning, no sexuality. If you ever think, bang in the face. But anyways, like, just the way girls are being promoted in general right now, a lot of guys are gonna be horny. You got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got YouTube. You now even have things like Snapchat Premium.
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret.
And
I'm talking to one girl, she's telling me she's got a Snapchat Premium. I'm like, what's that? What's Snapchat Premium? And I'm just like, she's just like, oh yeah, like, I basically post nudity. I'm like, holla, you put, I'm like, Snapchat Premium. I'm sitting there right there. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Neither did I.
Well, I just
comfortable with speaking out about it. I think to an extent, because it's starting to become a bit more like spoken about than it was say 10 years ago. That these kind of things still did happen. They just were less like people, because if one person speaks, then somebody else will get the courage, and it'll be like, okay, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's something that needs to be said. It's something that needs to be spoken about. And I do think that part of the rise is that people are now just like slowly coming out and speak. I do think it's been rife for years.
So do you think there's an issue then that girls just didn't come out beforehand?
Well, I still think people, it's hard to say that it's an issue because the girls aren't coming out, because it's something that
it depends.
It's like their barriers and like
and if you feel embarrassed, like this guy touched me, or
it's nothing to embarrass you.
Really
There's so much that comes out of what you just said. There's so much that you can take from that, in the sense of, okay, taking it a little bit further, these rape allegations. So you get some girls that have been harassed and are too scared to speak out in case they get labelled on the slag anyway, or you was putting yourself out there because of the pictures you posted, or the way you dressed, or the way you was acting. That in itself is wrong. And then girls that will go out there and make these false allegations purely for attention. So it's kind of like, do I say something, do I not? So from that, is how to handle it is the issue.
I think also, kind of like what you're saying about social media, is that, but you know, a bit like me, I'm body positive. So yeah, obviously on my Instagram, you have got me in underwear, and I have, put myself out there because I'm confident, and that's how I want other women to be. But just because I'm confident doesn't mean that a guy can come up to me and grab me however he thinks that I would like it. No.
But don't you think the issue then is, because obviously you're a public figure, obviously Miss British Curve 2000.
Oh no! Miss British Beauty Curve.
Miss British Beauty Curve. Obviously you're in a public eye. So when people see you, and obviously they've seen you on various photography shoots and all that stuff, men are automatically gonna, not all men, but like you get those very like horny guys, and that's what they're picturing when they see you. So do you feel like then you're almost going to automatically end up in a very harassment situation based on what you're doing?
No, I don't think so. I mean, when I'm out and about normally, obviously nobody knows. Like, a lot of people don't know who I am, so I wouldn't. But if I'm at a pageant event, no, I don't at all. I think it's different. I'm not. How can I put it? I'm not half naked. Not that that makes a difference, but do you know what I mean? You're not seeing that I'm in a pageant dress and I'm representing something. So no, not really. But if I'm on a shoot and I do like underwear or whatever, and then it goes on Instagram, obviously. People, that gets a different response. And we were talking about that in a couple of episodes, weren't we? That gets more likes. Obviously it will, but also the hashtagging. But
then it gets likes from people that you want to encourage, like the people that you're aiming to show that picture to. But it also gets likes from people that like seeing the naked type of.
And I don't know who they are. That's why I don't get bothered about who's liking it. If loads of men like it, great. I don't talk to you. I don't need to. Like you're having to like it.
Do you know what? It's interesting that we talk about it, because I'm thinking like you guys all had individual stories that you lot said about when you lot were sexually harassed. None of you guys said anything about it to anyone else. Now, if he was a celebrity, most likely you would have. Not saying you particularly, but people just don't really talk about everyday ish that comes out. I was in an elevator, someone squeezed my arm. If Michael Jackson did it to you, you'll run to TMZ. This is what I'm trying to say though. So it kind of comes out.
You see like with that, like, I've just been listening to what like the lovely ladies on the panel have been saying, and I think my view on this is more based off of the intention and the understanding of like both individuals. So obviously someone like yourself who would is very body positive and would take pictures that others might find I don't know, sexual. That's not your intention. No. Your intention is to make others feel positive about their body. You know what I'm saying? Now the individual, regardless of like me personally, I just hate it when it's always targeted at males, innit? Like I'm just saying, there are lesbians that are gonna be in your DMs and be like, oh. You know what I'm saying? So let's just put it all on the plus. Let's just not make it about men, innit?
Well, they can be harassed as well.
But no.
No.
I've got you. I've got you. Come on. what they've seen, that's either the positive or the issue. Yeah. Right? Alright, cool. So again, lingerie models, swimwear models, you cannot tell me like, oh, it's anybody that sees it instantly, oh, yeah, sexy, I'm horny, let me run to the toilet. Like,
no.
That's not that, do you know what I'm saying? But again, based on the individual seeing the picture of the person in lingerie, their mind is going to be like, well, this is the best thing since like sliced bread.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lingerie model sitting there taking pictures. A stripper and a lingerie model, I always put this example on the same platform here. A stripper and a lingerie model, there is no difference between the two of them, other than one person is standing still and taking pictures and the other person is dancing. Like, if a stripper can't dance, then what, she a sexy stripper or is she not? Either way, she's in the same clothing as a lingerie model. Like, do you know what I'm saying? If she takes off her shirt and now she's got all like breasts out or whatever, there are lingeries that are very see-through, which is next to nothing. So like, let's not be silly, do you know what I'm saying? Bro, Janet Jackson went on stage and had black stars on her nipples. And that was good enough to go out. Lil' Kim had a dress which like was slit halfway, breast. Lil' Kim was in a dress which was basically like clean film. Like, she was naked. Like, so let's not be dumb, do you know what I'm saying? But she can go to an award ceremony where people look at her and be like, oh, right, that's outrageous. Not, let me like rip open that cling film and see if I can get a little squeeze. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what the issue is. So again, like, let's put this on a platform, or let me swing this dynamic in there. If a guy squeezes your bum in a club, chances are you're going to switch. But if a female does it, you're also just going to look back and be like, oh, cheeky, or you might laugh and giggle about it.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
I guarantee you, do you know how many
If I
females
don't
have
know
gone to
who,
the
if I don't
club?
know,
Like,
if I don't know who they are, I'm like, why did you just touch me?
One sec.